All right, guys, so we're here for our last stop. We've been going around checking out all things art today. And now we're in Martinez here at 4P Studios. We've already talked to an artist today. We've been to an art gallery. And now we're going to show you a spot where you can do art yourself. And I got my friend Regina here. Regina, how are you today?
I'm great, Brandon.
Awesome. So first and foremost, before we get started, I want to know a little bit about 4P Studios, what it is, what it's all about. Talk to me.
Awesome. We're an art gallery and custom frame shop and art teaching center in Martinez. The only one in Columbia County that I know of. So
nice.
Yeah, and we'll be 10 years old on February. We're super excited about that.
High five. Okay, and so, I know you guys, talk to me about some of the things that you can do here. I saw the gallery up front. Give us a little bit of a rundown about what people can expect if they come out here.
Yeah, wonderful. So our art gallery features all artwork made locally here by local artists. A lot of the items that we have in there are custom made pottery pieces by our potters that are associated with our studio. We also feature two-dimensional items, the watercolors, paintings, photography by other local artists as well. And then the Art Teaching Center is a separate building on our property that we opened in 2019, where we teach hand building and throwing classes for pottery on the wheel, sculpting, all different types of ceramic activities that happen back here.
Nice. So would you say the people who can come back here, do you have to have, can you be a beginner? Can you've never done this before? What do you need to do to be able to come here?
We teach all skill levels.
Nice.
So from beginner, intermediate to advanced. I think it's sometimes intimidating when you're diving into a new medium, but our instructors are very well versed at being able to help hold hands and get people through that creative hump, to problem solve and all that kind of stuff that goes into diving into a new medium. So
lovely.
We're very, very happy with them.
I'm going to ask you some more questions about art and what it means to you, but before we get to that, we're gonna
throw down.
We're gonna throw down, literally.
Yep.
Literally
right now.
throw down. So I guess let's go ahead and get started with that. For those of you guys who watched, I've done this before, but I wasn't that great at it. So we're gonna see if I've leveled up and see if I can do a little bit better. So let's get it going.
I'm down.
All right.
All right, so you're gonna take your ball of clay.
I have my ball of clay.
And yours is formed into a point. And you're gonna find that center dot on the wheel right here.
I see it.
And you're gonna stare wholeheartedly at that center dot. That is your aim.
I'm looking at it.
And you're gonna take the ball and you're gonna throw it down on that center dot.
Oh, okay, here we go. I'm gonna throw it down.
That's okay.
That was,
don't pick it up.
We tried.
We're gonna fix that just a little bit.
See, again, I told you guys, first time, second timer. We're learning though. Okay.
All right, wet hands, wet clay.
We're
gonna grab the sponge over here and make sure both your hands are wet. You might wanna pull up your sleeves. All right, I like to hold the sponge in my right hand as I do what I call the karate chop move.
Okay.
So if you imagine that this wheel is a clock, we've got 12, 3, 6, 9, right?
Okay.
This green area, this 3 to 6 is where we're gonna do all the manipulation to the clay. Okay. Same thing with your hand. If you're dividing this like a clock, we're gonna do all of our manipulation here on this hand in that area. Our right hand is only gonna touch the clay here.
Okay.
But our hands are always connected through the process.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna show you first and then you try.
All right.
So wet clay, wheel is at high speed. I'm gonna push from my belly button and lift my hand up as I'm pushing. My top hand is there as a guide.
Whoa.
And I'm gonna create a cone.
Whoa.
Okay. I'm gonna go back down. I'm gonna press pressure with my right hand.
Yeah.
And this hand is there as a guide for the clay to meet it as we're coming down. Okay.
You guys are full-on sorcerers here right now to me. This is impressive. All right.
I'm here to help.
Okay. So what am I doing?
So we're gonna do the karate chop. So grab your thumb on your left hand with your right hand.
All right.
And you're gonna create that karate chop where you're pushing with your left hand in from that 6 o'clock and up.
Pushing it in and up.
So you're gonna push from here.
Okay.
Go down.
All right, am I spinning?
Yep, turn it on high speed. Don't let the clay move you. You move the clay.
I'm moving the clay. All right, so talk to me a little bit about, how long you've been, into art and, what art means to you.
What art means to me. Yeah. So I think everyone that's in art says that they've been making art since they were 5, ever since they can remember. And that's probably a similar story for me. My parents signed me up for classes at Gertrude Herbert and the Morris Museum when I was younger and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't really, believe to take it seriously for myself until I was probably in my late 20s. There's a saying that starving and artists go together way too well, and I never found a way up until that point to make it a reality for me. And in that reality was opening the studio with the goal of being able to have a space for people to come and create.
Yeah.
I knew that I had a customer base of one because I wanted access to the thing that I was creating.
Yeah.
And even if it was just for me, then at least I would be happy. But I gain happiness from having other people using the space and finding function in what it is that we're creating here. So that's a part of the joy that I live with every day.
Well, how is that for you? You know, 10 years in the game, you know, that's a big deal. So again, congratulations on that. How does that make you feel that you're able to have people come in here and be able to express themselves?
It is a very rewarding experience. We've had a lot of different iterations of 4P throughout the last decade. We've had upwards of 3 locations. We still have relationships with many business owners in the community where we do rotating art on display in those facilities and things like that. You know, our last 5 years has really been dedicated towards building the pottery studio part of what we have to offer. But I mean, still doing pop-up art events and, you know, hosting other art events and things like that, 2-dimensional mediums, and supplying artwork to special occasions and stuff like that has been really important for us too.
Right now, I may be done, but we're not done, because guess what? We got young Van Gogh out here right now, K-Tron, and K-Tron's gonna take a swing at it and see if he can make better pottery than me.
That is the center of our clock. That is the most important thing. And you're gonna throw that ball, not like baseball throw, like not 95-mile-per-hour fastball throw, but you want to throw it pretty hard at that. Just stare at the button. Don't pay attention to your hand. Just stare at the button. Good job. All right. So first thing you're gonna do, wet hands, wet clay. We're gonna get that a little damp. I'm gonna control your speed over here with my foot. But I want you to get your hands wet in the water. And then you're gonna take your middle finger and you're just gonna kind of create a suction cup around the base of the clay. So give it a good amount of pressure. I'm not trying to push it off, but yeah, you do wanna, there you go. All right, take that off, hand. And I don't know if you remember, but I said this is a clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. All of the magic's gonna happen in this 3 to 6 area, in the green part of the wheel. So if we work with the clay as it's moving up this way, it's being pulled away from us and we have a tendency to apply too much pressure, we're gonna mess it up. If it's working into our hands, we're gonna apply too much pressure and we're gonna rip it off the wheel. So that's why this is our sweet spot. So same thing with your hand. If we divide it into the clock, we're gonna put the pressure right here from our palm, and then we're gonna put our pressure right here on our right palm. So we're gonna push from our belly button on that 6 o'clock, trying to keep our hand as flat as we can, in and up off the wheel to create that cone, where both of our hands are touching the clay at the same time, but this hand's only there as a guide when we're moving up, and then when we're pressing down, this hand's applying the pressure and this hand's as a guide moving down. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, now let's put that theory to practice. More pressure, there you go. All the way up, we don't go back down, all the way up, yep. Then we go back down, once both hands are lifted, we're gonna apply pressure from here. So you gotta have this hand touch the clay.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and press back down. All right, so Captain Hook Claw, right hand, and we're gonna tuck these fingers back so they're not gonna be touching the top of the clay. And we're gonna brace the hand with the other one. We're gonna stick it back in the hole, and we're gonna pull it straight back towards our belly button. We're not gonna press up or lift, press down or lift up. Very nice. All right. I think we're good. What do you think?
I think that's
John,
good.
look at you go. How do you feel? You stepped outside your comfort zone.
That was a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. I'm not gonna lie.
So you see,
It was fun though.
Yeah, but now do you feel good that you did it?
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
Nice and therapeutic. All
It
right.
was fun though.